Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Aloevain back for some more Dungeons & Dragons Online. Alright, so now we're on to our third part of our Wayloon Disciples of Shar quest. So this one here, we do have a quest giver here, but she does mention, and we can pick up the quest, but she does mention we gotta head into Wayloon. So in order to do that, we actually want to follow the road here. Of course, we want to get some lag, but we want to follow it all the way to this little skiff right there. Wayloon Docks. It will also show up on a green star on your map. And you want to head through here. Now, once here, it is a lot darker here than in Evening Star. And you're going to want to proceed around to the main office, which is this building here. And we'll be able to step in right here. Now, for these quests that we've been doing, you can actually also pick them up right here as well. They have the same quest givers here as in the other location. So it really is dealer's choice on how you want to do them. And then our quest entrance for this one is actually a quest door. And here we are. So this will be the final part of our Disciples of Shar quests. Or Shar quests, sorry, not Shar. And yeah, it's kind of a fun one. It's yeah. So when you get in here, of course, the first thing you want to do is cast your buffs and get ready. Cast that Death Ward again a little too early. And then we want to talk right to the magistrate here. I'm getting all tongue-tied. And then once we talk to the guy, we can now interrogate the Shar priest. So we can actually talk to him, get a little bit of information. So perhaps we can make a special deal. It gives us some, speechcraft abilities, so diplomacy. We failed. Even with a total of 66, it is a fail. So as you can see, they are very difficult to get any information out of them. Simply just ask, go through some questions. And then you'll get an option, is this how you escape? Once you do that, it will kind of gain dark and it will bring in a new enemy, which is a shadow. Now they kind of float along the floor, so they can be sometimes harder to see. They die fairly easily and they take a large amount of light damage, as obviously shadows can't really exist in the light. Though, ironically, they need it to survive. Without it, there would be no shadow. So, once we again talk to our magistrate, we want to head out the door to the docks themselves. Now, once here, heading forward a little bit, we'll spawn in this first group of prisoners. Essentially what the Wayloon Docks is it is a giant prison on an island. So think Alcatraz, except people literally, some are born, bred, and like, that's it. They live here. They spend their whole life in prison without ever knowing the outside world. Essentially, they just throw them all on the other side of that wall, and they build a life for themselves. They might have jobs. I mean, they're all criminals, so... But there are communities, there are good people within inside of Wayloon that are, say for example, born there. But that's their way of putting them off. So these ones are obviously the unruly prisoners. And we're just going to proceed down here. So from the hut, just kind of follow to the southeast or bottom right of your map. And we'll be able to sneak around. Now as we're going, you we'll come across groups of shadows. As well, there will also be spots where we grab some breakables. Now, while we're going, we'll also run across random purple dragon knights, like this guy here, who are already battling these shadows. Now, they don't do a lot of damage, but, I mean, they do serve as a distraction. From here, we want to head down. Again, more breakables. And again, more shadows. Now the shadows really like to gang up on you in large groups. So if you have some AoEs, really make use of them. And they're also considered undead, so you can turn undead against them as well. So here we are. Now at this point, it kind of gives you two directions that you can be heading. Or at least... Am I in the wrong spot again? I might be. Oh well. So following the road here, we are going to finally come to our ships. And they're going to mention that, hey, there are more guys on the ship. We gotta free the ships. We don't want them escaping the prison. So once the ships are secure, let's continue to the other side of the docks. Now again, we can head straight this way there, or we can head up a little bit further north, grab some more of those breakables, and then proceed off to the west. Now, once we get here, we have a purple dragon knight. As you can see, he's attacking over here. It spawns in a bunch of shadows, and essentially we just gotta protect him. Now this is where it can get kind of annoying, as each wave will only spawn once the previous wave is defeated. Now I've had on multiple occasions where one or more are perhaps stuck behind a wall or the like, and it won't actually let you proceed. So at this point, again, we're just waiting for our next wave. Alright. So while we're going to head north and head up and around. Actually, this is the path I was thinking of earlier. So here we have some traps. Now, you actually can go around these traps rather than pushing through. And that is, while going this way, you would have come here and up top here. So that would allow you to bypass the traps here and essentially be able to fight them without having to go into the traps. I knew there was a trap section. Honestly, these quests, because they don't belong to any part of a chain, are not required to a saga or anything like that, typically these quests are skipped. They're nice little filler XP ones. Again, not worth super large amounts of XP. But they're not bad XP, and again, they're great filler ones if you need a little extra XP to give you that push to grab your level. Alright, so we're going to continue through the village. as you can see, 270, 240 hit points. They really are kind of like paper people. But, you know what? In large numbers, they can do a lot of damage. Alright, so you're going to want to continue down the path right up until we see our shrines. And we're going to come across these dual barriers here.
The captain surveys the area from the top of the
While we are, this is that one where I was mentioning earlier, where it's going to have several waves, and we got to fight with each waves. So first thing, we're going to talk to the captain once all members of the party are present. So we just got Cheer coming in. So there we go. And then at this point, we have all of our guys coming in. Alright, so there's first wave. Second wave. A third wave. And there we go. Once all the waves are defeated, it will open up both of the barriers, and our objective is then to head inside of this door here. Though we do need to talk to the captain one more time. There we go. So once you talk to the captain, it'll let you inside. And then we're on for our final fight. As you see, Daedric is freed, and in his place we have a Sharkai. Now these guys are dangerous for one main reason. They have a very dangerous chain. If you're standing still, they can actually hit you with it. Essentially, it'll be a giant spinning chain, and it just does a very large amount of damage. So you watch my hireling there, it's just dropping. So you do, in these situations, typically want to just back out. They cannot attack while moving. So that is the big downside to that chain. And at the end, again, they have some named items, which here's not too terrible. Some initiate leathers. There's also a green ion stone that can drop, which will act also as a bonus to, an increase to the amount of XP, similar to what the Voice of the Master will do. After that, all that's left is to recall out, turn it, and you're now done the Disciples of Shard chain. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. It's been a blast, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one all.